welcome to the Transmissions Podcast. We're in Chicago for TFCon 2018. I'm Yoshi.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Daryl. Let's talk Transformers.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Transmissions Podcast. The podcast that's all about conventions, customs, and original art related to the Transformers. I am Yoshi. I will be leading this post-mortem episode about TFCon 2018 Chicago. With me is Jeremy.
Hello, I'm Jeremy.
And our main toy guy, Daryl.
Hi. Let's talk Transformers.
How's everybody doing?
I'm exhausted.
Yes.
When you start the convention on a Thursday, or like your convention experience on a Thursday, takes a lot more out of you.
Yes.
Especially when you spend half of Friday exploring downtown Chicago.
So we got here on Thursday. Daryl showed up sometime on Saturday. And you and I went to, Graham Cracker Comics.
Yeah.
And then Daryl was there somehow.
I'm always at comic book stores.
Okay. That's
I'm always at all comic book stores.
He can just go transport from one comic book store to another.
So that's how we killed our Friday. We had that fun.
We saw the bean.
Mm-hmm. And then we came back and was opening ceremonies, where we got to hear about things coming up and what the next few days would entail. And then there was the movie. Did they do the 86 movie?
They did that last night.
They did that last night.
And from what I hear, I didn't see it, but it was a very Rocky Horror type experience.
I did hear that.
Use the finger holes.
And what you hear is we are here with a
live studio audience.
Yeah, live studio audience.
Okay. The actual con day, our first day, Saturday. Daryl, you got into the room before Jeremy and I.
That's not true.
Never mind then.
You were in there well before all of us.
That's true. I did get in there, and I got to take some. Video of them setting up, but I didn't get to see what the wares were being offered.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm turning to you because you're our toy guy. You can assess a room in like 30 seconds and know what's what.
Right.
So
okay, sure.
What was your take of the first day as well as the wares offered to everybody?
Well, the convention setup. This is the first time the convention has been in this hotel. I give them huge props for the space allocation. The area for the vendor, the dealer room, was massive. And for the Toronto hotel, if you've been to that one, you can walk around and you know, if you're standing back to back with another person, then you know, if you have a backpack on, you're bumping and grinding on people, and it can be a tight.
The aisles were tight.
Yeah. I was going to use a few more metaphors, but yeah, that's the gist of it. But this place here, you could drive a golf cart down the aisles. It was fantastic. They had a car, an 80s or late 70s Bumblebee, replica in the dealer room. That was awesome. But yeah, the sheer size of the actual dealer room was mind-boggling, So yeah, that was my first impression. Once the doors opened and the crowd erupted into the room, it was a packed house. There was a lot of people running around trying to get stuff done.
Didn't feel shoulder to shoulder to me though, like Toronto does.
No, definitely not. And
there was a couple places, but that was like the popular booths, like around the stuffed animals.
Mazzleby's booth,
huge crowds
insane.
There.
Yeah, that was that was tough.
The exclusives, but other than those like small pockets, it was great.
Yep.
So.
Let's talk about the exclusives for a minute. What exclusives did they have? What did you think of them?
They had G2 Breakdown from X-Transbots. They had G2 Drag Strip from Fans Project. And they had a repaint of a drift into a Daigengar homage, which was very new to me. I had to be educated on that because I had no idea what
That's
it was.
a very deep cut.
Yeah. And then, so that's what the show started with. And I might be forgetting something, but I think that's what it was. And then they started the show, and then midway through Saturday, they just announced that, guess what? We've got another exclusive. It's like Black Ops RC, and it's a repaint, all in black, and some die cast apparently, of this new RC figure from I don't know if it's new, but it's from Mastermind Creations or their Ocular Max offshoot Perfection series, and it was all black and it was kind of cool looking, and that was very limited quantities, and that did not last long.
Did not last long, and that thing had a lot of faces.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, you could
Okay.
put a lot of faces on that thing.
Cool. I didn't even get a chance to see it. You know, well, that's not true. I did see one that was on display, but yeah, the amount that they had there, I didn't see, because once I came around to seeing it, it was just the display one.
Okay. You both got art this time around. What did you think of the artists that they brought in? Because we had different artists than the last time I was in Toronto. And
Okay.
being in Chicago this time, we had different artists. Did you guys get everything you wanted? Were you happy with the artist turnout?
I was very happy.
Yes.
I didn't get anything from Keizama, but I was happy to finally meet her and get some stuff signed. I had a commission from Casey Collar, who fantastic work as always. I had at the show, I got Matt Moylan to do something, and I got Thomas Deere to do something, and both of those were great. So I think the artists were really good this year.
Cool. And Daryl?
Yeah. Yeah, I did get some art done, but I do bring comics to get signed, and I had never met Thomas Deere before, and I had never met Keizama before, so I was really excited to meet both of those and get some stuff signed by them. And yeah, they were all gracious enough to sign them, my stuff, which is nice, because I bring a large amount of stuff.
You
sometimes.
don't bring an easy list.
You said during the podcast panel that you shook a table when you dropped the comics down on top.
Josh Bertram's table did shake. Yoshi took a video of it. It was a larger stack. What I didn't understand when I was making my list is that, yeah, you make a list of what books are for each person, but then when that person signs those things, there might be another person on that list, because books are made by more than one person. It's weird. So the one person's name that kept coming up as someone who needed to, had worked on these was Josh Bertram, and he worked on a lot of books, and I just happened to have all of them.
It's
here.
kind of his fault for having worked.
It was his
Right.
fault. He had it coming.
Yeah.
He had it coming. So yeah, he signed probably 90% of the books I brought this time around, just on coincidence that he worked on them all.
Right.
But yeah, so yeah, I brought all that. But the real big score was getting a commission done from Casey Collar, which is just a great time meeting and chatting with him. He's a delight. And then talking with Keizama and getting a nice, awesome commission from her, which I was astounded to find out that she does a lot of her work with an ink brush. So she just paints the ink onto the page, and that's a skill. It's just to watch it happen. It's so precise. It's really
It's not
is a
even
skill.
like she's holding it like a pencil down below. She's
No,
holding
it's
it
just,
and
just
she's just
it's beautiful.
she's
It really
the
is.
ninja warrior of comic book artists.
It really is. It's really quite, mesmerizing to
Yeah.
watch her work. But yeah, it was really nice to see everybody here and talk with them. And then I did actually get a commission from our resident artist, K-Girl, who was also here as a first-timer artist in Artist Alley. So yeah.
She's moving up in the world quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about the voice actors? Did either of you have anything signed, or did you get to meet them?
I did not. They either weren't there, or they had a line, or I was busy doing something else. So I sat in on the panel with Stephen Keener. Yeah, Stephen Keener and Flint Dilley. That was really good. I mean, Stephen Keener did work on Transformers for just such a small portion of his life, and this was his first convention ever, and he was just amazed at people, what they had to say about his work and stuff. And then Flint Dilley is just funny as always.
Right. What about you, Daryl?
I didn't. I do have a boxed Metroplex that I was considering bringing, but the size of it was it canceled itself from the trip. But it was nice to see them here. Mm-hmm. To hear the story as well from Mr. Keener was really nice, and but no, I didn't get anything signed from the voice actors.
I think it's worth noting Bud Davis didn't get to make this show.
That's right.
Yeah. The poor guy fell on his head. And
he fell and hit his head.
Fell and hit his head.
That's a little different. But doctors advised him he shouldn't travel.
Yeah. So our best wishes to him. I know that there was some sort of thank you put together, or some sort of we missed you. Hopefully next time by the TFCon staff, and wish him all the best, and hopefully we'll get to see him soon. Mm-hmm. Sunday. Let's talk Sunday.
We could do that.
Am I forgetting something? Oh,
no,
panels. What panels did you guys go to on Saturday?
Saturday? I don't think I went to a panel on Saturday.
Third party panel?
That happened.
Yeah, we did the third party
Yeah, we did
panel.
that one, yeah. So
not a lot of new stuff.
No. There was some interesting stuff, but it was probably one of the fastest third party panels that have ever happened.
It was
a lot
38
of the
minutes or something like that.
A lot of the the rehash had been cut. I think all of the rehash had been cut. Mm-hmm. So it was all just
meat and
what's new, and let's get it done and get over with and go. So yeah, but it was nice, some new stuff, and we'll talk about that, I guess. But it was a nice show. I guess the word is that even one of the vendors forgot to send pictures in, so it was shorter than it even could have been. So yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
And then Saturday night, we had our Donatreon meetup.
We did.
And that was awesome. We had pizza and
3 big deep dish pizzas.
Giordano's. Yeah.
And then we hit some parties.
Oh, I think I want to mention that I did go to one of the card game meetups, the Transformers trading card game. This game has gone like wildfire. They cannot keep this game stocked in any store. Mm-hmm. It's kind of crazy. And everybody's playing it like wildfire. They really like this game. Mm-hmm. So there was card trading going on, there was card selling going on, and there was card playing going on. It seems like the heads of TFCon realize that that's a thing, and that's going to be a thing
it's
for
so
a
new.
while.
So
yeah,
I think Aaron from TFW was telling us that whole part of it just came together in the last month because the game is brand new. So
let's move on to Sunday. What's your guys' takeaway from Sunday? For me, it seemed like people came in, did a round, and then from the moment the doors opened to the end, the crowd got thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner. And not that that's necessarily a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination. It was just different. I don't recall that happening.
Well, that's one of the cons with having a larger dealer room, is that as the crowd thins out, it looks more and more empty.
Right.
I think it was a little bit more relaxed today. We did see more non-Transformer stuff out.
Yeah.
But the one thing I was looking for was something that Daryl got, and it was gone. So.
And I didn't steal it.
No, you didn't steal it. There was a couple. There was a couple left yesterday afternoon, or Saturday afternoon, and Sunday morning they were gone. Which was fine because I just used that money to get my Thomas Deere sketch.
Right.
And,
Any panels that we went to on Sunday?
Jeremy and I both took in the Autopod Decepticast panel. We did some chatting with them on Saturday night, and they were pretty adamant that if we attended, it was going to be a great time, and that they had been practicing and rehearsing it. To nailed it down to, so that it was going to be good, and they really wanted us to come. So I wanted to be there and I wanted to see, because our panels, when we do podcast panels, they are not rehearsed. There is no practice. It's just off the cuff.
Spoilers.
Yeah. Behind the the curtain here, but yeah, we are not prepared.
They were very highly produced. It was funny. Pointed out things in the '86 Transformers movie that I had not realized.
A movie I've seen over 100 times easily. They're like, here's this one thing, and I'm like, my God, it's right there.
Yeah, it's
and it's hilarious.
It's
as
like
well.
10 points where Daniel should have died.
Yeah.
And stuff. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it was quite funny, and it was a very tight produced panel. They had some really good back and forth chat, and I really want to commend them. These guys came in; it's their first convention and first panel ever, and I want to say they hit it out of the park with their well produced panel.
Yeah,
I got to see the closing panel that Colin did. The 3 takeaways for me on that were everybody wants more emphasis on the costume contest stuff.
Yep.
Personally, if I had worked on a costume for any length of time, I would want more than one contest to wear it. People were asking about the trading card game more. Mm-hmm. And then Aaron announced the location. Colin announced the location of the next TFCon.
That's right.
In Los Angeles.
Yes. In 5 months.
City of Angel.
5 months.
Yeah, city. My God.
It's. I want to note because it didn't seem like the people I talked to outside of us were aware of this, but at the bottom of the little graphic that they made, it's Transformers Generation 1 Reunion is stated with a picture of Megatron and Optimus Prime.
That's a
we
hint.
can speculate on that forever, but let's not.
Mm-hmm. So it's Frank Todaro, right,
and
John Bailey,
right. Did you have any other takeaways from the last? Because we had the podcast panel and I was like happy to see it was in LA because I've been to many BotCons in that area and that were fun, and then I saw the date and I'm like, that is right after my wife's birthday and it's 5 months from now. That is not gonna happen. Just buy her a ticket too.
So there's
see, you're speechless. It's a great idea.
5 months from now, it's going to be tough.
It's going to be a hard sell for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then Toronto is in July.
Yeah,
right.
So, yeah, they do have the Toronto one coming up in 4 months after that one, right? So it will be a difficult sell.
And it's the same weekend as Emerald City Comic Con. So,
it's the
like
same.
You said,
I'm emotionally distraught about that right now. So this venue, we were in Chicago 2 years ago, down the street, and we pretty much resided in that hotel. We didn't leave I didn't leave for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I've realized that there's a lot of eats and a lot of conveniences pretty nearby.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think about Chicago?
it was nice. So
you're pretty much right. We didn't leave too much.
We really didn't.
You know, I reflected on it earlier today that other than being at Hofbrauhaus on Friday, I actually hadn't left the hotel up until we just went out for dinner tonight.
I was referring to the last time we were in Chicago, not leaving the hotel.
Oh, right.
Right.
I think it's about the same.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite question to ask you two, what was the worst part of this convention for you, and then what was the best part of the convention for you?
Well, the worst is definitely right now.
Okay. Fantastic.
No, I think it's the best. I always enjoy getting together in person with you guys because we don't see each other rarely, like anywhere near enough.
I know that the level of shit we give each other gets cranked up to 11.
Of course. Yeah.
Well, you can see the reactions.
Yeah.
So
You can feed off of it.
And you know that the tears that each of us shed are
true.
They're
genuine.
They're with love.
Yeah.
There's love behind the tears. But no, I really do enjoy getting together with you guys, and that's really the draw. But I think the biggest maybe I don't know if it's worst, but I don't like spending $17 American on buffet breakfast that I might have one plate of, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, as a Canadian, that is like $25 Canadian, right? And I'm eating one plate and a couple glasses of orange juice, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. So
the prices on food and stuff is just it's horrible.
I'm happy to go out and eat sometimes because I'm like, I can't afford to eat in the hotel anymore. Which I was, the Murray Brothers Caddyshack restaurant in the hotel was, okay priced, but the one that's right there at the hotel for breakfast, that's an expensive breakfast, man.
Yeah, I tried to make the most of it by loading up like at least 2 plates, and I took like
stealing bananas.
Yeah, like I took like 3 bananas every day.
Yeah,
because you need that quick thing of energy and stuff.
Yeah.
So what was the best part?
The best part is just seeing everybody.
Yeah.
You guys, all the people we've met over the years. It's just like a reunion every time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right.
What about for you?
Yeah.
Let's
For me?
turn around on you.
Yeah.
Stop talking to us.
All right, I'll just go real fast here. The change to the wristbands as opposed to the badge, I thought was a big dick move.
Yeah, especially because we had lanyards made.
Yeah,
and-
but that's not why.
Yeah,
it's a dick move that makes them look cheap.
Yeah.
I have never attended a con where they didn't give you a lanyard and a badge, and I understand why they did it, but because they're the only one I go to that's done that's switched to the thing, it just makes them look cheap as shit. I felt like there's 2 levels of volunteers. There's the yellow shirts and the purple shirts. The Seekers, as they are now called. The yellow shirts, every single one of them I bumped into seemed like deers in headlights. They just, you need something other than me to check your badge? Fucking shit. What are we going to do? And 1 or 2 purple shirts were like that. But for the most part, I have an advantage of knowing most of the purple shirts and who to go to for when I actually have a question.
Yeah, I mean, when you go to a purple shirt, generally, good experience, things should get done.
Right. For me, I'm. You guys used it. I like seeing you guys. You're my bras. I don't want to take away from that.
We support you,
but we have people listening. You support me. You make me funny. But for the people who are just listening to this, who are thinking about attending a TFCon, for me, I like that everyone I've ever gone to doesn't have the same voice actors or doesn't have the same artists. I've always got something, and that is my focus in the collecting of Transformers. I've always got something to add to my collection when a new artist or a new voice actor is here. That's a big part of why I like coming to these. Eventually, they're going to hit a point where they're just cycling through. And if that gap isn't big enough, I'm not going to be as inclined to attend.
Well, you're gonna hit a certain point of saturation. Yeah. Right.
Right.
Where there's just only so many people.
Right.
Right. So you're gonna have to circle back, and I think you got to give them credit. The guest selection committee, if it's more than just Colin, has done a fantastic job.
Yes.
The entire voice cast, well, not maybe the entire, because Ian Corlett, he's been to, this is now 2. His is second. He's a veteran now. But Bud Davis could have been, Stephen Keener, and Arlene Bananas. These are their first convention.
And Flint's a veteran.
But I don't consider him a voice actor.
Well,
But that's some skill locating those people. Right?
Yeah, I mean, like Steven lives in Missouri, and how would you even find him? It's
and he hasn't worked since like '87.
But he seems super stoked to be here.
Oh yeah,
no, he's
sure.
I don't know if this was like I can't believe this or I just avoid people. Like I don't know what his take on it was, but to keep the conversation moving, like the dealer room was cool. They did a fantastic. Some people were complaining it was too cold, but they were the dealers, and they're taking my money, so
they're
they can
not
deal with
slinging
it.
enough stuff. They need to work harder.
Right. do think we had a discussion about this. That felt like there was a lot more repetitive product.
That's right.
Than normal.
Yeah. So I mean, we have some friends of the show who were able to give us exhibitor badges and get us in before the people got in, which was fabulous. And we're walking around, and that means I was in there before everyone, and I had an opportunity to buy stuff before everyone. Ooh, crazy! But I didn't. And you're thinking I'm walking around looking at everything before everyone has a chance to get in there. You'd think I'd be buying up all the really cool stuff. I'm not.
Well, you're buying the really cool, expensive comic for $10.
Oh, we're going to talk about that, are we? But eventually, I mean, it might have been 3-4 hours. I'm walking around the dealer room before I ever bought anything, which is insane.
Unheard of for you.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's insanity. So
I would speculate you were going home with money this time.
You'd think that, but you would be wrong.
Okay.
I am.
Nice.
But yeah, so we talked and kind of basically I'm walking around the dealer room and yeah, it's a lot of repetitive product that either I have in my very large collection, but there's a lot of it that's very repetitive throughout the dealer room, or there's stuff that's astronomically out of my price range, which I love seeing because it's like that's Transformers history right there, and I really enjoy seeing it.
You enjoyed just pointing it out to me.
I do.
Because I'm fucking
Because
clueless.
the one gentleman that was there, and I don't know his name, and I really should have learned it because he's getting older, and he's obviously sick or something because he doesn't move real fast, but he has a booth and he's got really awesome stuff from Japan, and he had a Pretender Black Shadow complete just sitting there on his shelf, and we're looking, and it's $1,100 just sitting there. And then I walk around, and I'm with Sergio here, who's we're walking, and we go past it, and then all of a sudden he just comes walking by us, and he's working the booth by himself, and I'm like, look at Sergio, I'm like, did he just leave his booth? The guy's got like $10,000 sitting on his booth, just unguarded now.
Very unique items. Very unique items.
Very unique. And you were there.
And you kept saying, like, look at this, it's the end of the day, and he's still pulling shit out.
And he was still, yes, if somebody came up and bought something from his booth, he'd go into a box behind his thing, and he'd pull out something completely different.
And just as rare.
And insanely rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's stuff like that I love seeing. Then there was Transformerland, who had insane, crazy, complete stuff that you'd never see. I love looking at that, but that's out of my price range.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I like seeing that, but it's not, it's never going to be in my budget ever.
Okay. Well, I think that'll wrap it up for this postmortem of TFCon Chicago 2018. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Later.